Hi guys, Jason here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel. So today we are going to be doing a comparison between these two irons. We've got the JPX923 Hot Metal against the PING G430. So PING G430 has basically literally just come out, and the 923 Hot Metal series has come out within the last few months or so. Right, two different irons effectively. They're obviously the same market they're marketed as, but they do things in different ways. One is quite clearly a much more cavity-backed look in the G430 with a massive undercut cavity, where actually, considering it's the Hot Metal, and remember, PING make a one iron when it comes to the game improvement side, the PING G430. They don't make the 700 series anymore. So this is the only proper game improvement iron that PING really make. When it comes to the JPX Mizuno's idea, they've got three. So you've got the Hot Metal here, you've got the Pro, which is the slightly less offset, slightly thinner top lines, not quite so big blade lengths, kind of that idea. So it looks a little bit aesthetically nicer, has the same technology though as a normal standard Hot Metal. And then you have the Hot Metal High Launch, which is a bit of a complicated thing. So by all means, go up there, go on, little card up there you can click on if you want to learn more about that, or just go on Mizuno's website really, because again, they're all marketed at different golfers, but you've got three models in there. But again, Mizuno's idea of like pure custom fitting is to make sure they've got enough heads for everybody. Where PING excel though when it comes to custom fitting is that little notch. And I love PING for that little notch, because that means you can get a cast golf club, which both of these are both cast golf clubs, yet that can bend like you would not believe. The amount of ups and downs and lofts that you can bend that thing with is ridiculous for all types of weird and wonderful golfers, where you've got a little bit less movement when it comes to this. But right, so let's go get it on a hole, because we'll talk about the technology within the heads, but remember the main differences between these are going to be feel and stuff like that. These are very, very similar lofted. You've got 29 degrees for the G430 and 28.5. So within half a degree, they're exactly the same, so don't worry about it. It's going to make no difference whatsoever. But right, let's go get on a hole where we can hit into a par 3 for a bit of fun. Let's go hit the Mizuno first, and then we'll go on to comparing it against the G430. So data set now changed. We're at Kinsale Golf and Fitness Club. I have got JPX923 Hot Metal in my hands, and G430 is on the deck, ready and waiting after this. So it is 185 yards. I have the alignment line not at the actual pin itself, fractionally left, because there is water on the right, and I'd rather miss left than right. So JPX923. Looks wise different to the 430, as in the badge at the back disguises all the technology within. It hasn't got a massive undercut cavity like the G430 chooses to have when it's designed. It's got most of its technology hidden, but inside here they've made the new 923 Hot Metal series out of a different version of the chromalloy, wherever you are in the world, into a 4335. I think it's 4335, something like that, which basically means because it's stronger they can make the face slightly thinner, which means more ball speed from all different parts of the face and stuff like that. They've changed the V chassis, the bit at the back and all around here, to make it sound a little bit different, or solid, more not so firecracky. So I'm a blade player, so to me, yes, I like softness. I like the feeling of a dull, non-firecracky golf club. And so therefore, effectively, going to something like this, generally speaking for me, I don't really like it. Why? Because these things make more noise normally, and I don't really like it. But if you've seen my full review from the new 923 Hot Metal series, pleasantly surprised, may I add, when it comes to these. So that's enough about the tech and stuff. Let's go give it a hit. Remember, we have got water on the right hand side, and I don't want to hit the water. These are for the game improvement people, these for the high handicappers, and also people that want assistance in getting the old ball up in the air, because the low further back CG and all this lot gets the ball up and carrying. That's a slight open face, very slight open face, but yep, good result. Now, I do have to be careful with these golf clubs. Why? Because, as you can see, my lie angle is not good. And why is it not good? It's just, unfortunately, when it comes to these are media samples. And media samples basically mean reviewers get what they get. And I like my lie angles to be slightly upright, and so these are not. And it does show it up. but it's fine. It just means I can feel the toe dragging on the ground, which I don't like. But from the point of view of the sound that you get from impact, this is a game improvement iron, and I don't know if the microphone's picking up properly, but it's quiet for a game improvement iron. Is it compared to my blade? No. But compare it to normal game improvement irons, this thing is, I wouldn't say it's muted, but it's a definitely more pleasing sound to my ears anyway. That was not plumb on hit, slightly low tail, carry, carry, carry. There we go. That's my own fault, Batman. That's gonna suffer, sorry, in launch more than anything else, because of I de-lofted it fractionally and also hit it slightly low on the face. Whenever you hit low on the face, you may get decent ball speed from it, 125, yeah, from a miss hit, but it will launch lower, and so there's a slight drop in distance from that in itself. But back to normal operating. Wow. There you go. So I'm not fully warmed up yet. I've got a little bit of warming up to do. 91.8 miles an hour, yeah, 1.39 efficiency. Wowzers. Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. That's carrying at 187 at 40 yards in the air and 50 degrees ascent angle. Wow. So when you miss hit, you can miss hit them and deliver a little bit less loft and just don't basically do your job properly, and it's still forgiving enough to get there. However, when you give it its best opportunity to perform like it should, whew, yeah, this thing, it doesn't half go up, and it also goes a long way. That's slightly left, but again, I have got the aim line slightly left, and that's carrying. Look at that, 188, 189. Yep, path is good, face is even better, 1.38, yeah, so 127 ball from a 92 miles an hour. So yeah, I have caught this a few times at slightly higher speed and caught well into the 190 carries. That was 189. 189 from a 7 iron. Wowzers. It's because of the face. 1.38 efficiency, bang for your buck. I do not get 1.38 efficiency from my 7 iron, and you guys will say, well, that's because of loft. You're right. Well, if I then go down to something like my 6 iron, I don't get 1.38 efficiency from my 6 iron, and that is within reason the exact same amounts of loft within reason, but it's the face. It is rather springy. So big things about this is the fact that it is a very hot face and it goes a fair decent distance, but it also sounds more muted, duller, not as loud, not as firecracky, which for the guys that like that kind of thing, they'll love this. So let's go flick over to the G430. Let's go change data sets now so I get a different color line. Let's go see how the 430 compares with the 923 when it comes to looks, feel and tech, and then give it a hit and see how it performs. G430 in my hands. I have data set now changed to a yellow line, and the yellow line is going to be for a certain reason, because now Ping have changed their color scheme into a bit more of a yellow, silver, white, black, gray, that idea. Now when it comes to the G430 iron, you've got only a small little amount of silver and or white, is it white and yellow in pore flex, my eyes, I'm getting old, at the back on the carbon segments at the back. Now there's seven different points of flexing, yeah, when it comes to this idea. So Ping effectively, they changed the technology in this. They're saying it's 7 to 10 yards longer. They have made the loft slightly stronger, 1.5 or so degrees stronger to 29 degrees. So there will come from some of that. But they've said they've managed to get the same peak heights from the center of gravity changes, etc. in the head. And they've made the face more flexy in different parts to make it not just faster out the middle, but faster everywhere else. And we will test it. At the end of the video, we're going to go give this after this, I'm going to go give it a bunch of hits all over the face. We know it's going to perform well out the middle, but how well do they both perform when you miss them out of weird spots? Because generally speaking, you're talking about amateur golfers hit the middle sometimes as a miss. They've managed to miss it well and hit the middle because their averages are all around the shop. So when it comes to miss hits, it's a good thing to test them. Right, down by the golf ball we have a top line which is rounded, and so in this light that I've got lights above me, I don't really see the thickness of the top line. When I'm looking at it, it is definitely thick. When you see it though, because it's rounded, you only actually see the beam at the top, which is quite good. You can't actually see anything out the back, which I'm surprised, because the sole's not the smallest in the world, but again, it is a game improvement iron, so it's supposed to have a little bit of real estate at the ball. Now, I do not know if you heard that, but that is one loud hit. Ping, when it comes to the woods, 1.36 efficiency, face slightly open by 1.9, 183, not bad at all. 183 distance. When it comes to the woods, I've changed the ribbon inside the head to try and make the woods quieter, because remember, when it comes to a ping, everyone knew when you were playing golf with a ping driver, everyone knew you were playing with a ping driver because they were loud, and so the models have changed. With this, yeah, it is rather, going from a 923, going to this, it is a loud hit, I will not lie. And if you like volume, you'll love this. That was a slight miss from me out the bottom of the golf club. Done well though. Dropped a little bit of distance. You're going to do the same thing as a 923. Yep. I've got it on a really difficult hole. So not quite as poor hit, but it's done the same thing. It's dropped a bit of distance. You're going to get it from when you miss-hit it, especially low on the face and stuff like that. Worst place to hit on a golf club is low heel. No golf club on the planet likes low heel, but again, it feels fine. It's just very much so higher pitched, and it is a little bit louder. And I've got a pattern of leaving the face a couple open, 1.6. There you go, drops again. Slightly low heel, just slightly, again, and 1.6 open. And 1.35 efficiency is not bad from that. Right, let's see if we can put more of a solid hit on it. There we go. That's missing left because I'm now changing delivery slightly. Now we've got it. That's a really good smack, that is. That is really good dynamics. 4mm off middle, that is as good as you're gonna get really from one of these. Now, without boring the pants off of people, 4mm low. People see that as no, you need to be 0-0. Actually, no, you don't need to be 0-0 on the face. Ideally, if you can be 2 or 3mm low, because obviously the golf club's coming down, in this case, angle of attack is 4.7 down, I'm still delivering loft. So as the impact is happening, the ball, as it's squishing on the face, is rotating up the face. So at maximum deformation, remember this is measured at the point of touch, actually it's slightly artificially higher than that, and there you go. That's today's science lesson, boring everybody. But effectively, yeah, that's as good as you're gonna get from a G430. Performing really well, carry 186, 36 yards in the air, 48 degrees descent angle, really very, very good. Slightly toey heavy. Is it gonna be in? No, it's not. Speed styled up slightly there. What we got? Yeah, slightly high toe. There you go. That's done really well at a slightly high toe. 187 yards carries because of the backspin drop off from the slightly high hit. But it's louder. It is very, very much louder. 40 yards in the air and 50 degrees descent angle. Wowzers. Well done, Ping. Shall I go for another one? Let's go for another one because I do like hitting this. It's like a firecracker going off. There is a huge difference in sound between these two. Yep, that's toey. Look at this. And this is the swan song when it comes to this. This is song, yeah, I mean. This is its party piece, better word. It's not, that's 13mm off. Look how forgiving that thing is. That's 38 yards in the air and 49 degrees descent angle, 186 carry from 1/2 inch off of gross middle. That's an impressive thing. Right, so let's go hit this loads more times. This and the 923. Let's try and hit it off of worse strikes than that, so we get to see what well, sometimes amateurs miss the scoring lines. So we'll try and do our best, try and hit all over the face and get a picture of just how these two compare. When you hit them out the middle, you know they're going to go well. When you don't quite hit the middle, let's see how they both do. So after hitting literally 50 shots with each golf club, there's a lot of shots hit. Let's have a look at the differences, or similarities should we say, between the JPX923 Hot Metal and the G430 7 irons. They're both 7 irons and then within half a degree of each other, so within reason, identical. So I've collected the ball data average, obviously, because 50 shots with each would be, well, it'd take an age to go through, and they all won't fit on the screen anyway. So I've collected and put these on average, so you'll be able to see much easier and compare them much easier when you get them all on the screen together. So JPX923 Hot Metal first. On average, 126.8 miles an hour ball speed, launching at 19.3, spinning at 5.337, going up at 40 yards in the air and descending at 49.0, offline on average 1.1, and carrying 186. That's a long way with a 7 iron. The G430 7 iron, ball speed 125.2, so 1.6 miles an hour less. Launching 0.3 higher though at 19.6, spinning basically exactly the same at 5.248, that's less than 100 RPM, going up at 39 yards in the air, and bear in mind that 39 difference between 40 and 39 obviously is 1, but this is rounded, so this could be as small as 0.5 something of a yard. Obviously that rounds to 1, and yeah. And then descent angle 48.8. Carry distance 184, but again that could be 1.5 something, but within reason. There's only a few yards in it. And you do this test do it tomorrow and hit another 50 shots with each, and it might go the other way. So they're very, very similar. So let's have a look at the club head data to see if I'm doing my job correctly when it comes to saying a difference. There's no point in me saying, just saying without any kind of head data whatsoever, oh, this golf club's better because it goes this far longer, or this goes higher, or that will ever be, if I don't back it up with head data. JPX93 Hot Metal club head speed first, 92.1. Efficiency 1.37. Remember, efficiency is smash factor, bang for your buck, ball speed for per club head speed, and that kind of idea. Attack angle 2.8 degrees, club path 0.0, face to path 0.8 open, lie 3.4 down. Yeah, again, these golf clubs do not fit me when it comes to lie angle. Loft to 25.2, and 3 mil toe, 1 mil low on average. But I've got standard deviation numbers on all of them, you can see there, and for strike purpose, standard deviation is quite an important thing, because obviously you've got a variance. Now, I'm hitting good shots, and I'm also hitting the occasional weird and wonderful one to capture what happens, obviously, when you don't quite get the middle. Hit one purposely off the toe, purposely one off the heel, purposely low, that kind of idea. So they will skew the figures a little bit, but as long as you screw the figures the same amount, or very, very similar, you kind of get the picture. G430 7 iron, club head speed 92, efficiency 1.36, so a 0.01 reduction in efficiency. Yeah, it is small. Attack angle 3.3, so within half a degree there. Club path 0.2, so within 0.2 of a degree there. Face open by 1.1, within 0.3 of a degree. The lie actually is better at 0.8 of a degree down. Yeah, well, yeah, enough said about that. Loft is 25.4. Remember, there's static loft half a degree. So I'm de-lofting. Yeah, I'm de-lofting the G430 by 0.3 of a degree more than I should. I am human. And then face impact is 2 mil toe, 2 mil low, but with standard deviation of 5 mil and 3 mil. So gross wise, 3 mil, 1 mil for the JPX, and 2 mil, 2 mil for the 430. Gross says 4 mil. But I actually hit on average the 923 slightly worse by a millimeter on standard deviation. Yeah. So are there any differences? Okay, if you were to go by today, on this test of hitting 50 shots with each, the JPX pips it by the smallest margin, to a point of where, again, if I did this test again tomorrow, it might flip. And again, do it the next day, and they'll be bang on exactly the same. So they're basically identical. Let's go have a look at the ball and club compare before we go over to the all-important mishits to see if either one of them are more forgiving than the other. Again, that just marries exactly what we were saying with the fact that Okay, JPX might go 2 yards further, but if you argue there, has it got a slightly larger dispersion ring? And bearing in mind, guys, dispersion rings, they're all down to me, and that could be one errant shot that has skewed. So when it comes to dispersion, dispersion is the player. A club head can help dispersion front to back. Yes, it can in forgiveness levels, etc. from that, but left is left and right is right, and if you're going to point the face in whatever direction, generally speaking, that's where it's going to go. So, and you see that within reason, very, very, very small amounts, they're both identical. So let's go have a look, first of all, at the G430 miss hit, and we've got one on the heel, 90.7 miles an hour clubhead speed, 0.6 across, 1.6 open, so baby little fade, 4 mil low, 11 mil heel, 11 mil heel. Yeah, doesn't like, generally speaking, golf clubs do not like low heel. No golf club likes low heel. You can get away with a certain amount, and this has gone down to 180. Remember, there was 184 was the average for the G430, and it's lost 4 yards from a heel, which is good. Next one, 92.5, so fully warmed up, 0.0 path, 0.9 open, so baby little fade, and it has done. 5 mil low, 7 mil heel. Again, we got a little baby heel, and is 184, hasn't budged in it. So you can move a little bit on the heel and it will work exactly how it should. Move away a bit more the heel and you'll start seeing distance start to come off. Next one, we've got 92.4 miles an hour, and yep, fully warmed up. 0.7 on the inside, 0.5 open. 182 carry from a 7 mil low, 6 mil toe. Yep, doesn't really care too much about low toes so much. You get, when you start going low on the face, it gets touch and go whether you're going to get the launch as you should. Especially when you start getting down low on the face when it comes to these low far back CGs. As soon as you go obviously normal high on the face, not high on the face, but where middle you should hit it, centre of gravity is quite distinctly lower than that, so it does get that ball going up in the air. And remember, when it comes to these things, face technology from the point of view of how much it trampolines and then how much you can keep that centre of gravity lower dictates how high that thing can launch. So the lower you hit on the face, you start interfering with the very design of the golf club, and then you won't get as much as you should do. But it's done really well. 182, hasn't batted an eyelid whatsoever. Last one here, 93.3 miles an hour, 0.4 from the inside, face 0.0, catch that strike, 19 mil toe. Wow. And it's gone 184. The exact average from a 19 mil toe. Well done, G430. This G430 is really forgiving off toe shots, like ridiculously forgiving off toe shots. Okay, 923. Let's go for the first one on here for a heel. 90.4 miles an hour, 1.2 from the inside, 0.5 open, so baby fade. 3 mil low, 14 heel. 14. So remember the 186 was the average carry for the JPX923 Hot Metal, and it's dropped 3 yards. 3. Well done. 3 yards. Next one, 91 miles an hour, 0.8 from the outside, so 0.8 across, 1.2 close, so that should go left, and it has done. Offline by 4.4 from a 9 mil low, 0 mil toe. Has it compromised in height? Yes, it is. It's only launching at 16.2, but it is carrying at 179, so it will go in slightly. It will go slightly shorter. Yeah, I mean that's 7 yards. It's dropped from average carry, but it will get there a different way. It's going to go in slightly hotter, and it will roll out a fraction more, but it will effectively do the same distance as a well-hit one. So. Yeah, give or take, again, that's 9 mil low. That's quite a long way low on the face. Remember, I have my dots lower than what Foresight suggests. That is another video. Again, I'll stick that up on probably in the corner there if you can all have a look at that one afterwards. Next one, 93.6 miles an hour, fully warmed up, 0.6 across, 1.1 open, and 6 mil low, 20 mil toe. 26 millimeters away from middle gross. That's more than an inch, and that has gone 178. 178. So that has dropped 8 yards, has it? Yes, of course it has, but from 26 millimeters away from middle. Wow, wow, wow. The JPX923 Hot Metal is ridiculously forgiving off of toe shots. So we got 91.9 miles an hour, path 0.8 across, 1.9 open, 2mm high, 11mm toe, 185. It's dropped a yard. It's fine. That's 13mm away gross from middle, so that's half an inch. Hasn't batted an eyelid. So what's the differences between the G430 and the 923 Hot Metal? I would have to be doing these tests I don't know how many more times to try and work out the differences between these two. And as the JPX923 Hot Metal and the G430 is used more, I'll be able to start to map the face a bit more, because I cannot pick a winner when it comes to forgiveness at all. They're both as forgiving as each other. I mean, that one that I did with the 923 at 26mm away from middle, that is one incredible miss hit, and that's one incredible result. So yeah, it will be down to preference when it comes to looks, feel, and brand loyalty at the end of the day. So if you're a PING player and you want something that's going to be forgiving, well, the G430 is for you. If you're a Mizuno, then you've got the option there. If you're a person who wants a game improvement iron, and out of these two you prefer a softer feel, then you're going to go JPX923 definitely. If you're someone who wants a bit more of a confidence inspiring explosion when you hit it, because it is louder, definitely is more of a crisp contact, then you'll go G430, and that is your preference. If you want to see a little bit more real estate down by the ball, you want to see a little bit more visible technology with that massive undercut cavity that the 430 has got, then you're going to choose G430. If you like something a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more cleaner, less chunk on show, much more looking like the new Forge, which is coming out, or not quite out, depending on when this video goes, then you're going to go JPX923. But it comes down to you. Looking at the performance difference is so ridiculously small. The only thing I would say potentially is that the G430 is a monstrously long and high iron. It is. There were some shots though on the JPX923 Hot Metal that I was getting efficiencies at 1.4. Now 1.38 was the highest that I got with a G430. Because of the, again, because I don't know, it just seems though the JPX923's face is just a little bit more springy. Now, whether that's the construction of the chromoly, I don't know. What implications that has for consistency, again, you'd have to test yourself. I didn't have necessarily any problems controlling distance on it, and I was getting sometimes on well hit shots efficiencies at 1.4. For 1.4 is a poorly hit driver. Really. So yeah, anyway, comment below which one do you like out of these two. Are you going to be testing either one? While you're down there, if you could come on, YouTube likes it, so do I. Next to it is a little red button, subscribe, go on, click that little red button, that'd be brilliant. And while you're there also, there's a bell icon, that is a notification bell. If you click that one, that will let you know next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.